Are you one of those people, when you sign up a client, you want to take all their problems away, you want to solve everything for them, and then they end up saying no, and you ask yourself, what went wrong there? Well, in this video, I want to talk about how you can sign up good clients, high-end clients, committed clients, without going down into that kind of valley, into that negative energetic space of feeling that desperation because you know that person needs what you have, and you're going to do everything to try and convince them. Why is that a problem? Well, when you don't have a clear sales process structure, you do end up trying to persuade people because you start feeling nervous, your energy will change, you're trying to adapt yourself to the needs of the person. You end up, like I said, you put more pressure on yourself. But what's even worse is that you're taking the responsibility away from the person that you're working with, want to work with. You're telling them, I can solve all your problems and this is exactly how I can do it. What you're doing then is you are encouraging them, or you are allowing them to release responsibility, release ownership of what it is that they need to have solved, the problem, the pain, whatever it is that they've come to you for. You've just allowed them to give away ownership, and they're not going to do the work. They're not going to be invested. They're not going to be interested. And those types of people who are just too willing to give it all away immediately, like I said, they're also going to be the people who are going to question you every step of the way. You don't want to work with those types of people. You want to work with people who are committed, who are invested, who are interested in finding a solution that works for them. So what can you do to ensure, like I said, that you don't go down this negative, energetic path of convincing, persuading, cajoling somebody because you know that you can solve their problems and they need you? Well, the first is your mindset. And you must be absolutely clear on the transformation that you offer. Now, I say transformation from a coaching perspective, but it could be the problem that you solve if you're a consultant in a specific environment. And have you actually told that person right at the beginning of your conversation what it is you do? As you know, I work with boom, 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 to solve the problem. Are they absolutely clear on what the transformation is that you offer? Are you absolutely clear on the transformation that you offer? You can't be changing that every time you speak to somebody. You'll get confused, they will get confused, and it just ends up in a mess. So that's the first thing about mindset. The second thing about mindset, do you love your offer? Do you love it? Does it make you feel passionate and on fire and want to shout it out from the rooftops? Because again, if you're not really convinced about what it is that you're offering, then how are you going to convince somebody else or encourage somebody else or help someone else understand what is so fabulous about your offer? And the third thing when it comes to mindset is, do you love the way you deliver your offer? Now, some people say, well, that's not really relevant, but I had recently a client, and I did a video on this, who's really worried about going from one hamster wheel because they're so busy and just jumping onto another hamster wheel. They don't want to be in this constant pressure of having to, all the plates spinning. They want to focus on one particular aspect of their business. So if you don't love the way you deliver your offer, then again, that is going to come up energetically. The person you're speaking to is going to potentially sense that you don't believe what it is you are telling them. So those three mindset things, as I said, very, very important. What is the transformation? Are you clear on the transformation? Do you love your offer? And do you love the way that you deliver your offer? Mindset. Number 2, framing. At the beginning of your conversation, have you made clear to your prospect how long you are going to be speaking for? Is it 30 minutes? Make it very clear this is not about giving away free services, like another lovely client I spoke with this week who wanted to offer a 50-minute free coaching session. No, absolutely not. Because what happens then is people will end up picking your brains, and that's a subject for another day. And you end up, because you're passionate and you're excited and you want to help, there's this deep desire to help, you end up giving them a load of stuff. They're like, okay, fine, thank you, solve my problem. Or if you can give me that much in 50 minutes, then, why would I bother to sign up for long with you? That's not what it's about. This conversation is about finding out more about each other to find out whether there is a good fit. You are not giving away free coaching. You are not giving away free consultancy. You may, as I do frequently, give 1 or 2 tips that are going to help them. Do they give me the entire story of their business? And if they were selling to somebody else, would they be giving their service away for free? Absolutely not. But I do know that coaches and consultants, in particular in the not-for-profit sector, there is this tendency, because there is this deep desire to help, that you just want to give as much as possible in a shorter time as possible. Now, even though I say framing 30 minutes, and I would encourage you to stick to 30 minutes, of course, I also have occasions when I go to 35 or 40 minutes. But then, check in with the client. Okay, we're kind of in the middle of this conversation. Are you okay to go for another 5 or 10 minutes so that we can bring this to a satisfactory conclusion for us both? But don't, like I said, be giving away your services for free. Start off your conversation with questions such as, how did you hear about me? What made you decide to sign up for this discovery call or discovery session or breakthrough call, or whatever it is you want to call it? Not free coaching, not free consultancy. What made you come to me today? What is it that you're looking to solve? What is the problem that you would like to get rid of? And there are all sorts of things as well you can do when you're establishing the gap to talk about, help the client imagine how it's going to feel when they've actually achieved what it is that they want to achieve. Allow them to tell you, help them get clear in their minds what the problem is that they want to solve, so that they can reinforce the idea. Now, this again is really important, because what you don't want is somebody who's just come to you on a whim. They're not really clear on what it is, excuse me, that they want to happen. And you end up just, feeling like you've wasted some time. Now, it's okay for a potential client, to say no at the end of a conversation, but you don't want to be left hanging, wondering. So be very clear on your framing. 30 minutes, what you want to get out of the conversation, and stick to that to the best of your ability. Number 3, what have I written down here? Number 3, so important. Be prepared for objections. Now, I would encourage you to go through all the objections that you can possibly think of in advance of any call, and put all these things down on paper. This is something I do with my clients as well when I go through something I call the sales script structure. It is not a script. I am not telling you to write something down and use it word for word. I'm talking about creating bullet points so that you know what you're doing. Objections can be, I can't afford it right now. I have to check with my spouse. I'm not really sure if this is the right thing for me. Will it work for me? My favourite is, I just don't think I've got time for this right now. Now, there is a very specific way of encouraging somebody to, think about, you came to me because this is a problem. So do you really want to still be feeling like this in 6 or 12 months? Now, I know if I'm working with my coach, I get this question, I'm just so busy. There's so much other stuff, the garden, there's so much to do. Really? Really? You're going to carry on feeling like this for another month because you need to go and do some weeding? Then the answer is usually no. So think about these objections. As I said, in particular, time is a big one. What are the objections? What is the amount of time that somebody's going to have to dedicate to working with you? So that you're absolutely clear, so that you can show the person that you're speaking to that you have considered their needs. It's not, like I said, about you pushing them into a sale. It's about, is there a good fit? Are we on the same wavelength? Is that energetic resonance there between the two of us, or is it jarring? So that you too can take a decision. Is this somebody I really think I want to work with? So I think that's all I've got in my notes here. What I did want to say is that if you believe that, you could be polishing up your sales, the sales script structure is just one element of my RADIATE transformational business coaching program for trailblazers, for change makers, for soulful innovators, just like you. It's a skill, and I can help you with that skill, so that having those conversations just becomes as normal as saying to somebody, would you like a cup of tea? Or as somebody else I worked with said, pass the salt. It just has to trip off your tongue very, very easily. So if you are looking at transformation in your business because maybe you're on that hamster wheel and you just want to get off, maybe there are things that you could be delegating to other people, you're just not interested in doing them anymore, and you want to streamline, please do get in touch. I have put a link into the comments so that you can book a call with me to find out more about the RADIATE coaching program. Are we a good fit? Are we not a good fit? And just before you go, I just want you to remember, every time you take a step in your business, every time you kind of feel that fear, is this right for me? Is this not right for me? I want you to remember it's not only about you, that you are potentially a role model for other people who are just waiting to awaken their inner trailblazer. You could just be the catalyst for them when you take the next step in your business. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy, stay fabulous. Loads of love, and bye for now.